Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing another part of my After Effects crash course. And like I said in my last video, I know that a lot of people come from VideoStar, so I'm going to try and relate it back to that as much as I can. I have been using After Effects for 4 years and haven't touched VideoStar barely at all, so you're going to have to bear with me just like a little bit. Okay, so we can now start on the composition. I've downloaded my audio and then I have a lot of my scenes, but what I always do is I do composition from footage. You can't do new composition. When you do new composition, you just have to put the exact width you want. 1920 by 1080 is going to be that rectangle. And then if you click Command K, you can always change the ratio or any other different settings. Like you always want your frame rate at 30, resolution to be full. The only other thing that I use is this locked aspect ratio. So like if I want to go all the way down and be like width 4 or something, it'll just make it a smaller resolution. But yeah, so vertical is going to be the dead opposite, so 1920 by 1080. Square is going to be typically 1080 by 1080. I'm sure this will get larger as time goes on, so if you're watching this in like 20 years, just know that it's going to be like 40,000 by 40,000 and nothing's going to be able to render. But and then for one that I actually use a lot, the in-between horizontal and square, it's almost like a rectangle, but it's not such a harsh rectangle. I do 1500 and the height is 1080. Sometimes I'll also do 1250 because it just makes it so it's not just a complete square and it has some pizzazz. But that's if you use composition. I always use new composition from footage because I can just import my audio. Oh my gosh, I have so many files. I can just import my audio. So this is the audio I downloaded off my Instagram downloader. I just open that and bam, there it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double check the settings. Obviously we don't want this at 720, so we're gonna lock this aspect ratio and we're gonna just go into 1080. Frame rate, you always want that at 30. You can kind of change it as you go along and kind of like mess with it. If you make it lower, like if you make it 25 or whatever, or 15, I think a lot of people make it, it makes it more choppy and it gives a more aesthetic vibe. And then what I always do is I turn this little eyeball right here, I turn that off because that turns on and off the layers. Everything will still work, the audio will work, and it will function as a layer, but it will have no sight, so you'll see nothing. Now if you leave it on while you split, you're going to get distracted by watching whoever made this beautiful edit. So we're going to turn that off. Before we start splitting or anything else, there are some random things that need to be situated. So we want this right here. It's the resolution / down sample factor pop-up. So you want this to be on auto, and let me show you why. So that's it at quarter resolution. As you can see, it's very choppy, but if you do it at full, you can see it in full. So you want to do auto because this is what your computer will be okay with functioning at. Also, remember to clear your cache or catch or whatever you call it regularly. So how you do that is you click edit and you click purge and you click all memory and disk cache. I haven't done it in a long time. You're gonna see what happens. So this is 104 gigabytes. Holy crap. So we're gonna just sit here and mind our own business for a minute, take a nap maybe, I don't know. So as for splitting, I've made a video on my channel about how to split your audios. The biggest difference between After Effects and VideoStar is the fact that it's not cutting into the actual video. So you can place the clips on top, which I'll show you either in this video or the next one. You'll want to add timestamps, which are easy to add. So to add a timestamp, I'm just going to really quick show you if you didn't watch that other video and you want to be done. You're like, Kaylee, come on, we're just done with you. So we're going to click Control 8 and then this little timestamp comes up. Now you can add comments. So if I want to be like, okay, start ballet spin, and then I want it to be fuchsia, click OK. Bam. And then I just go all the way down and I split them. I've said this before and probably in that splitting audios video, but splitting audios takes so much practice. So don't worry if you can't hear the beat yet. However, I don't recommend under any circumstances you using pre-split audios. First of all, you're not learning anything from it. And the learning of it's so simple, all of y'all can do it. Because editing in general just isn't that complex and there's no skill. It just takes time and effort and thought and what you want to do. Back to the pre-split audios, I don't recommend you use those, not only because I want you to learn how to split your own audios, but also because the way that they're rendered, even if you split exactly on the pre-split, it's going to have gone through After Effects, might have gone through a media encoder, might have gone through an email. Everything will just be slightly off. You notice on Instagram how if somebody posts like a TikTok on Instagram, like the voices are slightly off. That's what happens whenever you render something. So just keep that in mind whenever you go to split your audios. But yeah, this is how you kind of start your edit. And then we're going to get into like how to put things in, what we need to do to our photos and other stuff like that in the next video. So thank you so much for watching part 2 of my After Effects crash course. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.